Our first guest today, James-Galbraith, economics professor and author of The Predator State, How Conservatives Abandon the Free Market and Why Liberals Should Too. A pleasure to have you here, Mr. Galbraith. What do you mean by your title?
Well, it describes pretty much the situation you have just referred to, a situation in which major financial institutions took over the strategic policy-making positions and dictated a set of interventions which did them a great deal of good, but which has left pretty much everybody else flat.
Why would the government allow our financial system to reverse the culture of investment and the hard work of investment and indulge the ongoing extraction that we're all living through?
Well, over the last couple of decades, but particularly in the last 10 years, the government desupervised the financial sector and essentially turned it over to the perpetrators of one of the largest swindle in human history, which was the mortgage originations and securitization that led to the collapse of the financial system in 2008. And so we do not have these days a financial system that serves the public purposes for which banks are chartered. That is to say, to support small business, to support the investment projects of larger businesses, to provide jobs. And until we create for ourselves a functioning financial system that can take up this responsibility, we're not going to solve many other problems, including the budget deficits that many people are worried about.
What do you think is the biggest lie or biggest misunderstanding that dominates leadership in the Democratic and Republican parties that they hide behind so that they don't have to deal with actually restructuring and ending the extraction that is going on in this country?
Well, the notion that what is good for the big banks is good for America. We have a set of institutions here which went out of control and which desperately need to have competent adult supervision, which was present for many years, which is why we had stable growth for quite a long time. It's quite possible to do it, but we have been failing to do it for several decades now.
What is the key lie, the key false framing, the key barrier that is the central leadership, Chris Dodd and the Democrats and Judd Gregg and the Republicans and the White House and the Treasury Department, that they are hiding behind as they facilitate the financial institutions at the expense of new and developing actual enterprises?
Well, it's the notion that you can run any kind of system, whether it's a machine or an economy, without an appropriate and effective supervision and regulatory mechanism. You have to set a framework within which private enterprise can function and prosper, within which the corporation that takes the long-term view can make a steady profit and not get wiped out by a hostile takeover or by a financial manipulation. And this is where we have fallen down. My profession, the economics profession, has been deeply culpable, deeply complicit in spreading the idea that you can function effectively without a competent and public structure, without competent government. And the fact is, you can't. Markets melt down. People come no longer to trust them. The crooks take over. The honest businesses are driven to the wall. This happens when you don't have an effective and functioning legal and regulatory mechanism. And in finance, it's exactly what's happened.